Yo, what's up now? This your boy Coach E, and today I want to cover, a pretty popular, what I'm saying, subject right now, and it's been going on for years. Public schools, community centers, churches with gyms and things like that. Uh, Not necessarily, working with nonprofit organizations or youth organizations or AU team. So basically, people are saying that you got churches and other communities saying there's nothing to do for kids and nobody's taking the time out with them. But on the other hand, you have a lot of teams out here or a lot of mentorship programs that are out here, but they don't have nowhere to go. So the thing is, for me, of course, you shouldn't always expect people to do stuff for free for you, but at the same time, you would expect uh, public schools, somewhat churches with gyms, just different community centers to want to, partnership with some of these programs, even if the requirement is for them to have a 501c3, at least you're doing something and putting something into place to where these organizations and other programs will have somewhere to go and practice or just meet. So the biggest thing for me is I know with some of my experiences where you would have public schools charging you. And I mean, they be some decent prices, but the overall price during the whole summer, it would add up to maybe like $4,500. And anybody who runs a nonprofit, you would know that 9 out of 10 chances before you even add a $4,500 bill to anything, you're lucky to make it through the season without, within a month left in the season, you almost basically operating in the red, unless you one of those fortunate groups with sponsorships or just people who are at the helms of it, who actually got a lot of backing and support. So I just feel like it's kind of crazy to me that organizations or different entities who have the financial backing or just the money to do things like that will ask nonprofit organizations who rely on donations, fees being paid. And a lot of times you don't get fees because you're dealing with a lot of at-risk youth or unfortunate kids. So sometimes that comes with, I'm not going to say sometimes, a lot of times they come with you actually having to take these kids under your wings and provide for them as if, you're their parent or just guardian, period. So I just, a lot of times they don't sit well with me. Like once again, like I said, you can't always expect people to do things free for you. But it's crazy to me to hear people talking about the violence, the crime, uh, kids out here in the streets and nothing to do. And then you have multiple programs who offer these things and you're trying to take money from them. So just think about it. If I pay you $4,500, you done pretty much then took or depleted well over whatever money I would have had left over to do things for them. Like I know for a fact my program didn't provide the kids clothes, shoes, um, just a lot of things. Like we didn't pay for, doctor bills to a certain extent, like physicals. We didn't cover a lot of things. And we feed our kids. Like I said, we just do so much. We pay for hotel rooms. We transport kids. And it's like at the end of the day, they want to build certain funds that they trying to get up for their kids living off you when you already have some type of financial backing. And like public schools, they receive the money from, when you pay your taxes, per kid, they get funding from the state. Like we don't get none of that. So even church groups, these big successful churches who have millions of dollars in the bank, which like I said, that's what they're supposed to do. I'm not hating on them. I'm not saying, oh, you should do this, and I'm not pocket watching. Congrats. But what I'm saying is, if you just have millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars just laying in the bank where, this is, you don't even operate off this money. This is just, you get what I'm saying? Why would you take from people who are actually trying to do for the kids? Because the goal is to get a lot of these kids free education, um, you know, provide them with certain things so they don't feel the need to go out here and want to hustle or get, or have to give up opportunities of a free education to work, or, causing them to grow up too fast or just give up on life. So I do feel like I'm only speaking for here in Central Arkansas. I know this goes on everywhere, but I do notice here that people are always trying to get one up on each other when a lot of times they're already up. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, even if there's a certain requirement of your company or your organization having a 501c3, that's cool. But it's, people just about money, 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 money. And it's like you find people charging you this, charging you that, and you might not have that at the time to lock that agreement in because you're providing for these kids. And it's like the question for me is, it comes down to, is it really about the kids or is it really about, you know, financial gain? And I know it's hard to trust, everybody. And I know organizations are popping up, out of nowhere. But like I said, there is no type of effort to even give you a chance in the beginning to even investigate or even get to know you to see if you're even worth, you know what I'm saying, having some type of partnership or agreement. It's just always no, 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 or yes. And, we charge this much. And it's like, man, these don't even be your buildings. You get what I'm saying? So once again, you can't always expect people to do stuff for free for you, and they have a right to run their business however they want to run it, or their church, or whatever it may be. I'm not disputing it, but I find it funny that the theme is always don't nobody want to take time out with these kids, or ain't nobody. It's nothing for the kids to do. Well, yes, there is. It's just y'all not trying to partner up with them. And I'm not speaking for everybody. There are churches, there are community centers, there are some public schools who do these things. But for the most part, you do find the lack of support from these other companies or entities. So my thing is, for me, man, I do wish there was a way that we could all come together and work out some things. But like I said, hey, that's just the way the way things are, and I hate that. But I do feel like there needs to be a change because a lot of a lot of organizations do fall or lack preparation due to the lack of a gym. And it's like there's a lot of gyms around here. So it's like, man, I just really feel like there has to be something that we can do to fix this, because it is very important that I feel like every church or every community center or every public school should partnership with some organization, maybe two, that are trying to do something positive, especially if they have kids from your school or your community. You know what I'm saying? To offer, provide them with the ultimate summer experience or sports experience or whatever it may be. I do feel like it needs to be a better effort there because, I mean, like I said, I only can speak for my organization. Man, we charge bottom dollar. Like, we really just charge the exact amount to run it. Everything else come off, or me speaking to different people for sponsorships, uh, other parents, donating, fundraising. So I know it's hard for me to pay $4,500 for a season extra on the gym, but I know I'm doing the right thing. Like, for example, we have over 100 kids in our program, so that's over 100 in this situation right now. Over 100 males off the streets this summer that we're going to take out of town, feed, lodge, and get them the ultimate experience, and keeping them out the street, keeping them away from crime, keeping them away from just all the obstacles out there that might be out there waiting on them that may cause them to fall, because it is important, very important, that you offer some type of mentorship and guidance to these young men. And I know a lot of people just say, "Oh, you guys, it's a sport team, everybody's doing it." But regardless, we do offer mentorship. We do offer guidance, which would fall under the same thing. But like, we actually in these kids' lives, we picking up kids, they're spending the night, we feeding them, we're clothing them. We do a lot more than just basketball. So my biggest thing is, it don't even have to be for me. I just feel like this is something that's going on in the community that needs to be corrected. Because like I said, if I was the principal of a elementary school, I'm not finna not allow you to work out in our gym that we're not using, especially, you know, And I might not know how it works to the fullest, but I'm just saying, like, it's not gonna hurt to allow kids, organization to come in there and work out 2 nights out the week. I just don't see how they will break the bank. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if one of these kids die or go to prison or just anything that can cause them not to go to your school will cost you more in the long run because I know that you get paid per student. So, um, I do wish there was a way that we could work something out with the school districts and sit down and talk about this because this is something that I feel needs to be worked out because you have a lot of wonderful programs out there who are just one place away from going to the next level. And I don't think it's fair to rob them or take from them when everything they receive goes back to the kids. Like I said, if this was a program, it was $1 million program, like some of the Nike sponsored program, and they didn't need it, I get you. But you actually have some genuine people out here who didn't went and did everything right, the whole 9 yards. Like even with my program, we are a registered 501c3 program. We actually have somewhere that we do call home. We do it right. uh and there's other programs like this, and I just don't think it's fair to hear people blame it on there not being any opportunities for these kids. And I can show you a lot of them, and it's like y'all not trying to be there or assist these people that as you call them, or these opportunities that are presented to them. So these are just my thoughts on it. I know everybody's going to feel differently. Uh, my words are not the end all be all, but what I will say is, with me being in this community, as far as with the sports programs and the mentorship programs, I do know that this is a problem, and I just feel like there has to be a way for us to work on this. Uh, I'm not gonna hold you long. Appreciate you. Hey, this your boy Coach E. These are my thoughts on it. Hey, leave your comments and your thoughts underneath the video. Appreciate you. I'm out.